Imagine this, every word you say to yourself is a seed. Some seeds grow into beautiful trees, shading you and nourishing your dreams. Others, left unchecked, grow weeds that entangle your confidence and choke your potential. The root of the problem springs from the beliefs. We all carry an inner dialogue, a voice that comments, critiques, and narrates our lives. But too often that voice isn't kind. It's a voice that second guesses, diminishes, or doubts. What if we could rewrite the script? What if the words we spoke to ourselves could shape our reality in the most powerful way? To speak to yourself like this, start with self-worth. Remind yourself daily, I am enough. Those 3 words carry profound power. Being enough doesn't mean you're perfect. It means you are worthy just as you are, flaws and all. The way we talk to ourselves is one of the most profound forces shaping our lives, yet it often goes unnoticed. Self-talk is the ongoing internal dialogue we have with ourselves, our thoughts, beliefs, and the stories we tell about who we are and what we're capable of. It is a subtle, constant companion that can either uplift us or drag us down. Imagine for a moment if someone spoke to you the way your inner voice sometimes does. Would you feel supported, encouraged, and loved? Or would you feel judged, criticized, or defeated? For many of us, the way we speak to ourselves is harsher and less forgiving than any external voice we encounter. This is why becoming aware of our self-talk is critical. It can either fuel our potential or undermine our confidence. Positive self-talk is not just a feel-good strategy, it's rooted in neuroscience and psychology. Our brains are wired to respond to patterns, and the words we use create neural pathways that reinforce those patterns. When we repeatedly tell ourselves, I can't do this, our brains adapt to that belief and it becomes our reality. But when we shift our self-talk to affirmations like, I am capable of figuring this out, we begin to rewire those pathways. Over time, this rewiring leads to a stronger belief in our ability to succeed. Self-talk also shapes our emotional and physical well-being. Researchers have found that negative self-talk increases stress and anxiety, while positive self-talk can reduce cortisol levels, improve focus, and even enhance physical performance. Athletes, for instance, are trained to use positive self-talk to push through challenges and achieve peak performance. The same principles apply to all of us in our daily lives. The same principles apply to all of us in our daily lives. One of the most transformative aspects of self-talk is its ability to influence how we see opportunities and setbacks. A person who consistently tells themselves, I always fail, or nothing ever works out for me, is more likely to avoid risks, miss opportunities, and feel stuck. Conversely, someone who says, this is a learning experience, or I'll find a way, approaches challenges with resilience and an open mind. It's important to note that positive self-talk doesn't mean ignoring difficulties or sugarcoating reality. It's not about blind optimism or pretending everything is perfect. Instead, it's about choosing a perspective that empowers you to take action and move forward even in the face of adversity. One powerful way to harness the power of self-talk is to practice self-compassion. When you make a mistake, instead of saying, I'm so stupid, try saying, everyone makes mistakes. This is how I learn. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a close friend. Remember that self-talk isn't just a private dialogue. It sets the tone for how we show up in the world. When we speak kindly to ourselves, we project confidence, positivity, and strength. This energy not only attracts opportunities, but also inspires others to see the best in us. The power of self-talk lies in its ability to shape how we see ourselves, how we approach life, and ultimately how we experience the world. By becoming intentional about the words we use with ourselves, we unlock a transformative power that can lead us to success, fulfillment, and a life aligned with our deepest aspirations. Self-worth is the cornerstone of our emotional well-being and the foundation upon which we build our lives. It is the deep-seated belief that we are valuable, deserving of love, respect, and good things, not because of what we achieve, how we look, or how others perceive us, but simply because we exist. Cultivating self-worth is an essential journey, one that profoundly shapes how we navigate the world, form relationships, and pursue our goals. At its core, self-worth is not about arrogance or self-centeredness. It's about embracing your inherent value as a human being. It's about recognizing that your worth is not tied to external factors like success, appearance, or social validation. Yet in a world that constantly bombards us with messages about what we should be, richer, thinner, smarter, or more accomplished, maintaining a sense of self-worth can be incredibly challenging. The first step in cultivating self-worth is recognizing and challenging the beliefs that undermine it. Many of us carry internalized messages from our upbringing, past experiences, or societal conditioning that tell us we are not enough. Perhaps it's the voice of a critical parent, past failure that haunts us, or comparisons we make with others. These messages, often repeated in our minds, shape how we see ourselves. To counteract these negative beliefs, we must become aware of them. Start by noticing the language you use when you think about yourself. Are you kind and supportive, or do you berate and belittle yourself? Becoming conscious of your self-talk is the first step to changing it. Replace self-critical thoughts with affirmations of your worth. I am deserving of love and respect. Or I am valuable just as I am. And while these affirmations may feel uncomfortable at first, repetition helps them take root. Another powerful practice for building self-worth is self-compassion. Self-compassion involves treating yourself with the same kindness, care, and understanding you would offer a dear friend who is struggling. It means acknowledging your imperfections without judgment and reminding yourself that being human means being flawed. Instead of saying, I'm such a failure, say, it's okay to make mistakes. I'm learning and growing. This shift from self-criticism to self-compassion creates space for healing and growth. Cultivating self-worth also requires setting boundaries. People with low self-worth often struggle to say no or assert their needs because they fear rejection or disapproval. But honoring your boundaries is an act of self-respect. It sends a powerful message to yourself and others that your time, energy, and well-being matter. When you prioritize your needs and protect your mental and emotional health, you reinforce your sense of worthiness. Gratitude is another tool for nurturing self-worth. Often we focus on what we lack or what's wrong with us, which reinforces feelings of inadequacy. Instead, take time to appreciate your unique qualities, accomplishments, and the ways you've overcome challenges. Celebrate the small victories and acknowledge the value you bring to the world, no matter how modest it may seem. Gratitude shifts your focus from scarcity to abundance, reminding you of the richness within you. Visualization is one of the most powerful tools at our disposal when it comes to achieving success. It involves creating a vivid mental image of the outcomes we desire, allowing us to see, feel, and experience them as if they have already happened. This practice is more than just daydreaming. It is an intentional and structured process that engages the mind, harnesses the power of belief, and sets the stage for turning aspirations into reality. The science behind visualization. Visualization is rooted in neuroscience. Our brains have a remarkable ability to adapt and reorganize through a process called neuroplasticity. When we visualize success, our brain activates the same neural networks as it would if we were actually performing the actions. This means that when we imagine ourselves succeeding, we are essentially training our brain and body for the experience. Athletes often use visualization to enhance their performance. For example, a basketball player might mentally rehearse making free throws, imagining every detail: the stance, the grip on the ball, the arc of the shot, and the swish of the net. Studies have shown that this type of mental practice can lead to measurable improvements in actual performance. The same principle applies to any area of life, from acing a presentation to starting a new business. The benefits of visualization. Clarity of goals. Visualization helps you crystallize your goals. It forces you to articulate what success looks like and why it matters to you. When you can see the end result clearly, you're better able to create actionable steps to achieve it. Boosting confidence. Picturing yourself succeeding reinforces your belief in your abilities. It builds a mental archive of positive experiences, even if they are imagined, which can increase your confidence when facing challenges. And then it goes on to talk about how to have confidence in yourself, reach levels you never thought possible. Reducing anxiety. By rehearsing scenarios in your mind, you can desensitize yourself to fear and anxiety. For instance, if you're nervous about public speaking, visualizing yourself delivering a speech smoothly and confidently can help ease your nerves when the real moment arrives. Increasing motivation, seeing your desired outcome vividly can reignite your motivation during tough times. It reminds you of why you started and helps you push through obstacles with renewed determination. There's actually a reason that so many of us repeat the same bad habits over and over again, whether it's drinking or smoking weed or eating junk food. Attracting opportunities. Visualization aligns your focus and energy with your goals, making you more aware of opportunities that support your vision. It's not magic, it's the power of attention. When you're clear about what you want, you're more likely to notice paths to get there. How to visualize success effectively. Set a clear intention. Begin by defining your goal with precision. What do you want to achieve? Be specific. For example, instead of saying, I want to be successful, say, I want to become the manager of my department within 2 years. The clearer your intention, the easier it is to visualize. Engage all your senses. The key to effective visualization is immersing yourself in the experience. Close your eyes and imagine every detail of your success. What do you see, hear, feel, smell, taste? If you're visualizing receiving an award, imagine the weight of the trophy in your hands, the sound of applause, the warmth of the stage lights, and the emotion swelling in your chest. The more sensory detail you include, the more real the experience will feel. The more you meditation, the more likely it is that you'll apply it on a deeper level. The first thing to include, focus on the process and the outcome. While it's tempting to only focus on the end result, also visualize the steps you'll take to get there. For instance, if your goal is to run a marathon, imagine yourself training consistently, overcoming moments of fatigue, and gradually building your stamina. This prepares your mind for the journey, not just the destination. Incorporate positive emotions. Success is not just about actions, it's also about feelings. As you visualize, connect with the emotions associated with your achievement. Feel the pride, excitement, and gratitude. These emotions create a powerful resonance that strengthens your belief in your ability to succeed. Practice regularly. Like any skill, visualization requires consistency. Dedicate a few minutes each day to your practice. Morning and evening are ideal times, as your mind is naturally more receptive. Over time, you'll notice how this habit sharpens your focus and enhances your sense of purpose. Overcoming challenges in visualization. It's natural to encounter resistance when you first start visualizing. Doubts, fears, or feelings of unworthiness may arise. Acknowledge these thoughts without judgment and gently redirect your focus to your vision. Remember, visualization is not about denying reality. It's about shaping a new one through deliberate thought and action. Additionally, some people struggle to see vivid images in their mind. If this is the case for you, try journaling your visualization instead. Write down your goals in detail, describing the scene as if it's happening in real time. Reading your descriptions aloud can enhance the experience. We all carry stories about ourselves, narratives that shape how we view the world and our place in it. Some of these stories empower us, but others hold us back. These negative narratives are the internal voices that whisper, "You're not good enough, you always fail," or "You'll never measure up." Left unchecked, they can become powerful barriers to success, happiness, and self-worth. Overcoming negative narratives is not just about silencing these voices, but about rewriting the stories we tell ourselves in a way that fosters growth, resilience, and confidence. Understanding negative narratives. Negative narratives often stem from our past experiences, societal conditioning, or deeply ingrained fears. They may originate from childhood, perhaps from a critical parent, a humiliating experience, or an unmet expectation. Over time, these experiences weave themselves into a recurring storyline that influences our thoughts and actions. For example, someone who struggled academically as a child might carry the narrative, "I'm not smart enough," into adulthood, affecting their willingness to pursue career advancements or educational opportunities. Similarly, a person who faced rejection might believe, "I'm unlovable," leading them to shy away from meaningful relationships. And these narratives are persistent because they often operate unconsciously. They shape our self-talk, influence our decisions, and create self-fulfilling prophecies. The first step to overcoming them is to bring them into the light of awareness. Recognizing and identifying negative narratives. Pay attention to self-talk. The way you talk to yourself offers clues to the narratives you hold. Notice the language you use, especially in moments of failure, stress, or doubt. Are you overly critical? Do you blame yourself excessively? Do you downplay your accomplishments? Identify triggers. Certain situations or people may activate your negative narratives. Reflect on when these thoughts tend to arise. Is it during work meetings, in social settings, after a mistake? Recognizing triggers helps you understand the context in which these narratives thrive. Journal your thoughts. Writing down your thoughts can reveal patterns in your thinking. When you feel stuck or overwhelmed, jot down what you're telling yourself. Over time, you may notice recurring themes that point to deeper narratives. The impact of negative narratives. Negative narratives affect more than just our mindset. They shape our reality. Here's how. Self-doubt. They erode confidence, making us second-guess our abilities and decisions. Fear of failure. They create a paralyzing fear of making mistakes, leading to avoidance of challenges or risks. And secondly, the slippery slope, which leads to belaboring over decisions, which leads to further paralyzing the behavior. Stagnation. They limit our growth by convincing us we're incapable of change or improvement. Strained relationships. They influence how we interact with others, often causing us to withdraw, overcompensate, or sabotage connections. General mental health. Prolonged negative self-talk contributes to anxiety, depression, and low self-esteem. Rewriting your story. The good news is that these narratives are not set in stone. With intentional effort, you can challenge and rewrite them. Here's how. Challenge the narrative. Ask yourself, is this story true? Often, negative narratives are based on distortions, assumptions, or isolated incidents that we've blown out of proportion. Look for evidence that contradicts the story. For instance, if you believe, I always fail, recall times when you succeeded, no matter how small. Reframe the story. Reframing involves shifting your perspective to find a more empowering interpretation. Instead of saying, I'm terrible at public speaking, say, I'm learning to improve my speaking skills and each attempt makes me better. This subtle shift acknowledges progress rather than focusing on perceived inadequacy. Replace negative self-talk with affirmations. Use positive affirmations to counteract negative thoughts. For every I can't, replace it with I can learn. For every I'm not enough, to say I am worthy. Repeat these affirmations daily to reprogram your mind. Practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with kindness, especially when you stumble. Instead of berating yourself for a mistake, remind yourself that everyone makes errors and that failure is a natural part of growth. Self-compassion allows you to move forward without the burden of shame. Surround yourself with positive influences. The people around us play a significant role in shaping our beliefs. Seek relationships that uplift and encourage you. Avoid environments that reinforce your negative narratives or make you feel small. Visualize a new narrative. Imagine the person you want to become and the life you want to live. Visualize yourself acting, thinking, and feeling differently. Picture yourself overcoming challenges with confidence, embracing opportunities, and thriving. This mental rehearsal helps embed the new narrative in your mind, building resilience against negative narratives. Mindfulness and awareness. Practice mindfulness to stay present and aware of your thoughts. When a negative narrative surfaces, acknowledge it without judgment and gently redirect your focus. Mindfulness helps you detach from these stories and see them as passing thoughts rather than absolute truth. Celebrate small wins. Each time you challenge a negative thought or take a step outside your comfort zone, celebrate it. Recognize your efforts and progress, no matter how small. These moments reinforce the new, positive narrative you're building. Seek professional support. And if negative narratives feel deeply entrenched or overwhelming, consider working with a therapist or coach. They can help you explore the roots of these stories and develop strategies for change. The power of a new story. Rewriting your narrative is not about erasing the past, but about reinterpreting it in a way that empowers you. Your experiences, even the painful ones, can become sources of strength and wisdom when viewed through a lens of growth. For example, instead of seeing a past failure as proof of inadequacy, you might view it as a lesson that taught you resilience and adaptability. Instead of defining yourself by a rejection, you might see it as redirection towards something better suited for you. Overcoming negative narratives is a transformative journey. It requires patience, self-awareness, and a willingness to challenge long-held beliefs. But the rewards are immense: greater confidence, deeper fulfillment, and a life aligned with your true potential. Overcoming negative narratives is one of the most transformative journeys you can undertake. These narratives, often born from past experiences or limiting beliefs, have the power to shape your self-perception, your choices, and ultimately your life. But they are not immutable truths. They are stories, and stories can be rewritten. By recognizing and challenging these narratives, you take the first step toward reclaiming your power. Through reframing your thoughts, practicing self-compassion, and visualizing a more empowering version of your story, you create space for growth and healing. Surrounding yourself with positivity and celebrating your progress, no matter how small, reinforces this new narrative and builds resilience against old patterns. Remember, this is not a process of denying your struggles or erasing your past. It's about learning to reinterpret those experiences through a lens of strength and possibility. Your past does not define you, it prepares you. Every challenge you faced, every setback you've endured, has equipped you with the tools to rise above the limiting beliefs that have held you back. You are the author of your own story, and every day is an opportunity to write a new chapter. Choose to tell a story that reflects your courage, your growth, and your unwavering potential. Choose to see yourself not as someone limited by their past, but as someone empowered to shape their future.